Hey YouTube, this is the Trigger Bar Philosopher with one of my first gear reviews. So what we have today is my Springfield XDM Elite OSP, meaning it has the optics cut, and it's chambered in 10mm. I got this gun maybe a little under a month ago, and really wanted it for concealed carry, and in general just maybe open carry on a chest rig or on an open holster when I'm hunting, and in the backwoods. And really the intent and purpose of having a 10mm is so that you can take down large game or take down a large predator like a bear. So lots of videos out there with regards to why 10mm is an awesome platform for that. Did a lot of study. I actually had the the Smith & Wesson 4-inch 10mm that just came out. That was a horrible experience. I had failure to feed, failure to eject, failure to return to battery, light primer strikes, mag drops on heavy ammunition. So that was not a good experience. Ended up selling it and then buying this one. And this one has worked flawlessly. I haven't had a single issue with it. And I have run Buffalo Boar monometal, 190 grain, Buffalo Boar hard cast, 220 grain. I've run Underwood 220 grain hard cast, Underwood Extreme Defender, Extreme Penetrator, all have worked flawlessly. I've also run some Federal, some SMB, so whatever ammo that you want. Also just kind of checking, it has no ammunition in it, and there is no magazine in it. So what I'm going to talk about today is actually the optic. So the main reason I got this platform was for putting an optic in it. My eyesight's getting worse, and I do a lot better when I have an optic, and I just perform and shoot better. I can get on faster on target and stay on target and get faster splits, meaning faster shots, follow-up shots on whatever I'm aiming at. And the reason I went with, on this platform, I went with a Holosun 509t. I've had lots of experience with Holosuns, and they've all performed without a problem. Woods carry, camping, backpacking, hunting, none of them have ever had a problem, ever had a failure. But one thing that came up on one of my more recent hunts was I was open carrying, not this gun, but a different gun, and had the Holosun 507, which has an open emitter, so it doesn't have this closed second window. This has two windows on it. And debris and all sorts of leaves and twigs and branches were getting down, and even getting to the point where it's getting into the emitter and beginning to potentially be able to block the emitter and the sight from working. So that made me think that for my woods guns, I really need a closed emitter. So I bought this 509t. I have another 509t on a different gun that works great on that setup. I may show that in the future, but for this one, I've got it, and I just really don't like the setup, right? So if you notice with the 509t, so the Springfield gun has a cut, and that's a very specific cut to Springfield. So then there are adapter plates. So you can get an adapter plate, which I did for the 507, and that's sort of standard practice for the 509t. Then you have to stack the 509t plate that comes with the optic on top of the 507 footprint plate. Then all of a sudden you start looking at, with each plate, it's going higher and higher and higher up, which creates a little bit more axis when the slide is cycling back and forth. And then also in close-up shots, you're just a little bit further removed from the target, so you kind of have different weird angles as you start doing close-up shots. So what I really wanted to do was make a decision about getting a different plate system, getting maybe a custom one so that instead of had two plates, it just has one plate, so that shifted it down. But I'll tell you what it ended up doing in the end. Holosun just recently came out with a brand new optic. I think they released it in January of 22. Called the Holosun EPS carry, which is the enclosed pistol sight for EPS, and it's the carry version, so it fits on the 507K format. So I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited to put it on, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm actually not going to show you, but I'm just going to do it and show you the results. In between now and then, I'll probably show you some shooting footage of some of the testing that I've done with this gun. I've tested it without the optic. I've also tested it with the optic. Again, with my experience with the Springfield, I just had so many failures that I really wanted to make sure that this platform was rock solid before I started doing optics on it. So with that, we'll roll some of the other footage, and then we'll be back and we'll see how it turns out and see if Holosun EPS carry ends up being as good as I think it'll be. All right, so I'm back. I have successfully added the new EPS carry optic and taken off the Holosun 509t. This gives a pretty good comparison of the two optics. You can tell the size difference from a couple of different angles. So you can see how much bigger the 509t is versus the the EPS carry, which is on the 507K format versus the 507. Also, you can tell the difference of how much lower it's seated. I'm really happy with that. Now, truth in lending, it's been nearly a week since I made the last portion of this video, and I had all sorts of problems. So these screw here stripped and broke off. I have the C&H precision optic or transition plate or adapter plate, and that plate is really awesome. However, there's a mounting system in it that goes up in through this part, and then the screw goes down and connects to it, and that sheared off for me. So I had to wait for a whole new set of screws, which C&H Precision did provide to me free of charge. So that was awesome, and sort of just kind of normal warranty repair, but they were very fast and responsive, so I really appreciated that. But I really think that this carry gun now is really just kind of hitting its stride. If you can tell, this nice slim optic, I really like the way it is. The one downside maybe to this specific version is I do like the circle dot, and this is just the dot version of it. But I will get used to it. I shoot competitions and have to use a Trijicon SRO with just the dot for that, and so I have full confidence I will get used to it in this. A couple other things I thought I would share is I really like this without the magwell. The Springfield is extremely reliable. It fits well in my hand, but especially if you'll notice with the +1 base plate on, which gives it a 12 round magazine capacity, 12 + 1 in the chamber. I really like that. Also, I have the extended mags, which fit my back strap. You can get the magazines to fit whatever back strap. So this is 15 rounds. So it gives you a very full and complete feel, just like maybe the larger size frame gun. So I really like that you have those options. It's been quite a bit of testing on the XDMs that, you know, holding on and gripping onto these things don't induce malfunctions and other things. So pretty happy with it. Now, if you have any questions about how I mounted this or other things, feel free to ask those in the comment section below. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching this video and seeing my myself fumble over all the words and make a fool of myself. If you'd like to see more of that, then let me know. Maybe I'll make more videos. Otherwise, this could be the first and last video of what I am doing. But again, thank you for your time and have a great week.